SongCast. Free to stream anytime you crave great indie music. SongCast Radio.
You are listening to Spotlight, indie music from around the world, commercial-free and free to stream. Our special guest grew up in Chicago, now lives in Wisconsin. Say hello to Miltoni. How you doing?
Hey, pretty good. How are you, Joe?
Really good. Glad to have you on the show. Why don't we start off real quick? Just give the audience just a little 30 seconds about yourself. Tell them what you're all about.
Well, you bet. I grew up in Chicago, of course. Now I'm residing in Wisconsin, the beautiful Wisconsin, I'll say. And I grew up surrounded by music. It was one of the greatest influences in my life by my family, of course. All my older brothers and cousins were into their little personal groups and bands and things of that nature. So I kind of inherited what I do. And it's just been a great journey since then, continuing on developing music and trying to present it to the public.
We will talk about that journey in just a few minutes, but let's bounce into a track here to get things going. Your latest single, Where the Ocean Meets the Shore. It is Miltoni, featured artist on Spotlight, True Music Discovery on SongCast.
Where the ocean meets the shore.
Gonna start with me. Will you be a friend, or are you my enemy? So you got money, but your life is so poor. Great relationships is what we are here
SongCast Radio. True music discovery.
That is a great track called Where the Ocean Meets the Shore. Music from Miltoni, featured artist here on Spotlight. And we have Miltoni here on the line. Tell us a little bit about that track, your latest one, Where the Ocean Meets the Shore.
Well, I began writing that just taking a trip through my mind, actually. I grew up city life pretty much all my life. Never had the real opportunity to get out and do a lot of traveling. So Where the Ocean Meets the Shore was kind of a wishful thinking type song. Just sounds like a beautiful place to be where I can be around palm trees and ocean fronts and nice sandy beaches. So I just developed that thought into a song and continued on with it. So like I say, it was more like a wishful thinking type thing, a thinking out loud kind of thing, you know.
And if you like what you hear, you can buy tracks from Miltoni anywhere that you pick up music. Buy digital downloads on Amazon, also on Apple Music. You can stream on Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube. Highly recommend that you support hardworking indie artists like Miltoni. I know you mentioned that you grew up around a family of music, and you've been doing music since you were very young. What made you decide to take that jump from just someone who was doing it for fun to someone who was actually recording and releasing your own music?
Well, that question kind of perplexes me these days. Actually, I was with a lot of different bands and singing groups, and I just decided to myself, well, this type thing ain't going away. It's something that I have, and so it's been just a developmental journey. Growing up, we never had instruments or, amplified sound, so everything was just a cappella. So once I developed a few little music chops, I decided to incorporate it into the lyrics that I wrote, and it seems to be working out pretty good so far.
I know you mentioned in your bio that you never studied music, that you just have a drive to create music, and you basically do it for the right reasons, just because you love doing it. You play guitar, you play keyboards, also do great vocals, and it says you're not always available, but you're approachable. Let's talk about that. You're one of your latest singles, I'm Approachable. Give me something about that one.
Well, there's some type of stigma, I guess, with a lot of musicians where I think the general public feel like where they're so out of reach to get a personal rapport going on with them and things of that nature. But it's kind of different with me. I mean, I've always been a down to earth kind of guy. I love people, love interacting with people, and it's not always necessarily about the music, but just for the friendship, just for the relationship. So when music, which is always a great topic, when that comes into play, I always feel like I have a little bit to offer, more so than just to talk about it. So it's just being able to share what I do, and that's probably what brings me the greatest joy as far as producing, is just the opportunity to share and get a reaction, whether it be a good reaction or a bad. It's just a reaction that really, really keeps me going into the music genre.
Let's get into this track. Recently dropped single from Miltoni. This is I'm Approachable. Indie music, true music discovery on SongCast.
Baby, talk to me. Now, baby, come to me. Baby, I can see. a strong shoulder you can lean on. Baby, come to me. We could talk about anything. Baby, talk to me. If this gets too heavy, baby, I can see. I know you're emotional. I'm
You are listening to Spotlight, indie music from around the world, commercial-free and free to stream. That was a track called I'm Approachable. Before that, we started off with Where the Ocean Meets the Shore. Two great tracks from our featured artist, our special guest on Spotlight, Miltoni, drawing the line, actually blurring the lines between pop, rhythm and blues, soul, dance. Lots of different genres incorporated into your music, Miltoni. Do you make a conscious effort to try and explore around different genres, or does it just kind of happen that way?
More that it just happens that way, Joe. The process, I never really have a particular genre in mind. It's more like what feels good to me at the time. The genre thing is more of another's opinion of what I do other than my own. I really don't base it on any particular genre. And again, it's mostly influenced by what I did in my younger life that I'm finally able to recreate now. So, yeah, genre doesn't play a big part in my productions. It's just feel-good music.
So whatever comes to your head and comes down on paper and gets produced is just kind of what feels good at the time.
That's absolutely correct.
Do you record your stuff yourself, or do you go into a studio? Do you work with other people? Tell me how the process goes from your song creation.
Well, I have had several opportunities to work with other artists. As far as the recording go, I do all that at home. Got myself a little home studio where I can kind of be more at ease in what I'm doing, which is a great benefit because a lot of times I pop up with ideas at 2 or 3 in the morning and there's no other way for me to put it down unless I go into my own studio and make the noise. And thank God that I have a wife that puts up with all that noise.
You get her earplugs for Christmas?
Well, that's a good thought. I think I'm going to have to put that down.
Let's get into another track, another single that has dropped recently called The Air I Breathe. What can you tell me about that one?
Well, this particular song, it was co-written by a co-worker of mine. We happened to get together on a weekend and decided to do a little jamming out. So we kept coming up with this infectious rhythm and just sounded so good. And we never did anything other than the instrumental track. Through much encouragement, I just couldn't get this guy back into my studio for some reason. So I decided to jot down a few lyrics and do a rough recording, which I presented to him, whose name is Brian Balky by coincidence, Brian Balky, and let him hear it. He loved it, and I made a recording.
Here it is, The Air I Breathe, Miltoni, featured artist on Spotlight, True Music Discovery on SongCast.
Rainy, hazy, I don't care. You create the freshest air that I breathe. Go outside to feel the breeze. Your scent knocks me to my knees, and I breathe you in. 'Cause you're the air that I breathe. You're the air that I a sticky tree. I breathe. You're the air that 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 I breathe. You're the air that
Another great track from Miltoni, featured artist here on Spotlight. That's called The Air I Breathe. Once again, I'd like to encourage you, if you like what you hear, make sure you buy tracks from Miltoni. Pick them up on Amazon, on Apple Music, throw them on your phone, play them in the car, turn your friends and family on to this great indie artist. You can also stream on Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube. Very glad to have Miltoni as part of the SongCast family of artists that we distribute. Where can people find you on social media if they want to find out what's going on in your career in the future?
Well, Facebook would probably be the main social media that I do a lot of interactions on, but I also have the SoundCloud account. Facebook would be number one.
Okay, so when you create a new song, do you write lyrics first and then do you make your beats yourself? Do you get beats from a third party? How do you put the words and the music together to create a new single?
Well, it changes up from time to time, mainly because sometimes I'll have an idea for a song, which I'll write down, which may eventually become a lyric. But for the most times it starts with just a simple beat that I might elaborate on and then develop other instruments behind that beat. So it goes both ways, actually, Joe. Sometimes it's lyrics first. Sometimes it's music first. And again, it's just whatever feels good at the time. But most of the time it is music production first.
So does the music, is that something you create yourself, all of the different musical tracks?
Absolutely. All the instrumentation and all the production of the music is done by myself.
Pretty incredible that all the music, all the production, everything, all done in your home studio. That's a difficult thing to put all that together and make it sound so good.
Well, thank you, Joe. It's a pleasure to me. I mean, I look at music and music production as sort of a therapy for me.
Let's get into some more therapeutic music. How about a track that dropped about a year ago called All of Me? Can you talk about that one?
Yeah. All of Me, which is a single, of course. That song has a kind of deep meaning, mainly for my wife and our relationship with the kids and family and everything. Even though people, especially people in your family, they may love your music, but they could get overwhelmed by it sometimes. So it's just a testament that what I do and when I do it, I'm giving you all a large part of myself, all of me, so to say. And it's again, it's a gift. It's not always a monetary thing. It's just my gift or my offering to whoever it may be, but especially family members and loved ones.
The gift of music is a great gift. Here is All of Me, Miltoni, indie music, true music discovery, right here on SongCast.
everything I am, everything I do. I'm the sharing kind, my baby. I'm sharing it all with you. And I give all of me for all of you. Yes, I do. Everything you are, everything you do, you're the thoughtful kind, my lady. That's why I love you. And you give. You give all of you. All of you. All of you. Oh yeah. Giving you all of me. All of you, all of you, all of me. Hey baby, all of you. All of me. Oh yeah. Everything I am. Everything you are. Oh yeah. All of me. All of you.
SongCast. True music discovery.
Another great track from Miltoni. That is called All of Me. Before that, The Air I Breathe, I'm Approachable, Where the Ocean Meets the Shore. A bunch of great tracks from this indie artist from Wisconsin. Once again, buy tracks. Amazon, Apple Music, stream on SoundCloud, on YouTube, and on Spotify. Make sure you support this hardworking indie artist. So, Miltoni, we're going to go back to end off the show to a release called Don't Give Up, which is a full-length release that you put out a while back. Tell us a little bit about that release, how that big list of songs came about and ended up on one big collaboration of a project.
Well, it took quite a long time to get that album produced, mainly because some of the songs were written much earlier on in my musical journey, and I just kept collecting songs over the years, and wasn't quite sure how I wanted to place them or how I wanted to release them other than singles. But ultimately, I had enough, and after reviewing what I had, I decided, well, this would probably be a great album release. The particular song of Don't Give Up was probably among some of the first songs that I ever wrote as far as penmanship go, or as far as lyric writing goes. It was probably one of the earliest songs that I did, and at the time when I wrote it, I didn't have access to musical instruments, didn't have access to recording devices or anything of that nature, but the melody always stuck in my head, for one, and the lyrical content was always written way before music was produced for it. So it ultimately came together as a song, and it just happened to be a great song title or album title, because I think that's the encouragement that a lot of musicians need, is that sometimes you might want to back away and give up on it, but don't give up, and always pursue your dreams, no matter how unreachable they may seem, no matter how far away they may seem. Don't give up.
Great to see such positive storylines weaving through your tunes. Now, some of these tracks from Don't Give Up, you said, were written way, way back when you first started. When you finally got around to recording them for the Don't Give Up release, did they change a lot from the way you originally envisioned them?
Some did. Some did. Some were 100% turnaround, mainly because the lyrics, some of the lyrics were written before the music, and I just didn't get the same feeling that I had originally. So some of them were 100% turnarounds from what I originally envisioned them. The lyrical content always stayed the same. It was just how can I create some music that would accent the lyrics. So yeah, it was a long time coming, and I think it turned out pretty good.
Let's end off with a track from Don't Give Up. Maybe you can riff on this one before we get into it. The song I Am.
I Am. You know, there's only one of each of us. You know, once we're here, I think the mold's been broken. So there's no two Miltonis. There's definitely no two Joe Cleons. So it's basically a statement of independence, I would say. I am who I am. Remember that time I told you? I come from a special breed.
Let's get into it. This is I Am, indie music from Miltoni. True music discovery on SongCast.
Remember that time I tried to tell you I come from a special breed. Mystical and very virile when it comes to what I need. Can't you see? I am who I am. Can't you see? I am who I am. Yesterday's youth has passed me by. The beard on my chin is gray. I wear a crown of wisdom. Lessons in life makes it that way. Baptized in fire and forged like steel. I've been through a thing or two in my life. Nothing's gonna change my will. I am who I am. Can't you see? I am who I am. I am who I am. Said, baptized in fire and forged like steel. Oh, yeah. I am who I am. Can't you see? I am who I am. Oh! I am who I am. Nothing gonna change my will. I'm forged like steel.
What a great track. That is called I Am from the release Don't Give Up. Music from Miltoni, featured artist here on Spotlight, true music discovery on SongCast. Miltoni, thanks so much for hanging out with us, sharing the stories and the meanings behind some of your great music, and also for being part of the SongCast family of artists. We really, really love our musicians and our artists.
Pleasure being here, Joe. Thank you so much.
Listen, explore, discover indie music from around the world. Spotlight features all types of indie music: hip-hop, rock, pop, electronic, country, blues, jazz, and more. Spotlight. Listen to thousands of hours of archived indie music anytime, anywhere. Experience Spotlight, the best indie music from around the world. Commercial-free and free to stream. SongCast Radio. True music discovery.